After bailing Max out of the police station, my dad was furious. He vented his frustration by shouting at Max, "I'm tired of all the trouble you've caused. From now on, no more music." "Dad, let me explain." Dad grabbed the guitar from Max's hand and slammed it on the ground. Oh my God. Hello, I'm Natalia, 16 years old. I have a twin brother named Max. Although we were born only 1 minute and 14 seconds apart, our personalities are completely opposite. I'm always at the top of my class and loved by everyone. Max, on the other hand, is stubborn and troublesome. That's why my parents are always strict with Max. After Max graduated from middle school, my dad wanted to send him to an all-boys boarding school in hope that their strictness could change him. That school is only an hour away from our house, so Max can still go home on weekends. 2 days before Max entered his new school, my parents suddenly received a phone call from the police station. They informed us that we had to go there to bail Max out. Turns out, my brother and his band were performing on the street without knowing that it was a restricted area. When my father heard about it, he was very angry. He took Max home and grounded him until the day his school started. That night, Max suddenly crept into my room. "Hey, Natalia, are you sleeping?" My brother's voice was barely louder than a whisper. "Yep, already slept 5 minutes ago until you showed up and ruined it. Why are you looking for me at this hour?" "Well, Natalia, can you go to my boarding school and pretend to be me for a week?" "What?" As soon as I shouted, Max immediately covered my mouth and signaled me to be quiet. "Are you crazy?" "Just let me explain to your tiny brain. In 2 days, the contest for young bands in Florida will be open. My band has been preparing for this event for several months. So what? You see, it coincides with my first day at the new school. You know, Dad, he doesn't want me to join the band. After what happened the other day, he certainly won't allow me to attend this musical event. So my plan is to secretly go there. And you, being a wonderful and understanding sister, will pretend to be me and go to my school instead." "Are you nuts?" "No, I don't want to get in trouble." "Please, Natalia, you only need to be there for 7 days. I'll be back at the weekend and we'll swap places. Dad will never know about this." I knew my brother had put a lot of effort into the band. He practiced really hard and even sold his favorite game console to buy his equipment. But I still tried to stop Max. Max was silent and said nothing. At that time, I was assured that he understood the seriousness of the matter. However, on the day that Max had to enter his new school, I woke up to the note beside my bed. "Sorry, Natalia. Please help me this time." Immediately, I understood my brother was creating trouble again. I was extremely angry at what my brother did to me. He forced me into a super uncomfortable situation. However, I could not tell that to our parents. They would get mad and kick him out of the house for sure. Jeez, I had no choice but to help Max. I quickly put on the wig I bought last Halloween, binded my chest, and changed into Max's school uniform. Fortunately, Dad went to work early that day and Mom was the only one at home. Taking advantage of when she was busy in the kitchen, I hurriedly greeted her and rushed out the door. "Bye, Mom. I'm going to Samantha's house." As for Max, he's still pissed off about the other day, so he's already gone to school early by himself. To avoid her follow-up questions, I immediately left. On the first day of school, I was taken to the school dormitory by the manager. I shared a room with a handsome guy named Abner. To avoid revealing my identity, I tried to be cold and didn't talk to him. But Abner was extraordinarily friendly. As soon as the dormitory manager left, I drew a straight line dividing the bedroom into 2 parts. At first, my poor roomie was confused, but then he casually agreed. I breathed a sigh of relief. So my first day at an all-boys school passed peacefully. But in the days that followed, it was truly a battle. Right after waking up the next morning, me and the other boys had to run a few laps around the school. While I was trying my best to run to the finish line, I accidentally tripped over a rock and fell to the ground. All the boys in the class laughed when they saw that scene. They called me a weak girl and made fun of me about it. If only they knew. Abner was the only one to help me up. "Come on, I'll help you to the finish line." "No, thanks, but no." I shyly pushed Abner away as he pressed against my body. "Oh, dude, I just want to help. You don't want to be teased by them, do you?" To Abner's enthusiasm, I reluctantly agreed. Walking with pain all over my body, I resented my brother even more. That day, when I was collecting my clothes to do the laundry, I accidentally dropped 2 breast pads in front of Abner. I was scared to death, but before I could pick them up, my roommate was a beat faster than me. "Hey, Max, these fell from your stuff, but what the hell are these?" Abner held my breast pads in front of his eyes and scratched his head questioningly. "Yeah, well, they're eye patches." "Eye patches?" "Yep. You know, I often stay up late playing games, so I need them to avoid bags under my eyes." "Really?" Abner looked doubtful. Then he put those 2 breast pads on his eyes. "Wow, this is so cool. Can you give me these 2? Seeing Abner's excitement with those breast pads almost made me laugh. Luckily, he didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. However, despite my best attempt, I still occasionally revealed some of my feminine gestures. They were noticed by the other boys. Some even rumored that I was gay, and that caused a lot of difficulties for me. That day, we had to learn to swim in gym class. To prevent my disguise from being revealed, I made an excuse that I was allergic to pool water. Unexpectedly, that made the male students in the class even more suspicious of me being gay. As soon as the teacher left, they teased me by pushing me into the water, making my whole body drenched. I had no choice but to go to the dressing room to take it off. I suddenly ran into Abner there. Oh my gosh, his whole body was visible right in front of my eyes. I was extremely embarrassed. I quickly looked at the ground and was about to leave, but suddenly Abner called me. "Max, tell me the truth. You're gay, right?" "And what if I am? Are you disgusted with me?" I asked harshly, causing the atmosphere to suddenly become awkward. "Well, if someone bullies you, tell me. Why? We're friends. I won't let you be bullied." Abner's words touched me very deeply. Unlike other boys, my roommate was much kinder. After that conversation, I gradually developed feelings for him. Abner and I slowly became closer. That day, the PE teacher divided my class into 2 groups to compete in basketball. Of course, I volunteered to be a substitute player so I wouldn't have to play. But suddenly, one of the team members was injured and I had to play in his position. Standing on the court, my whole body was shaking. I couldn't keep up with the other members at all. When I was absent-minded, not knowing where the ball was, suddenly a voice rang out. "Max, catch the ball!" It was Abner's voice. What followed was a basketball flying straight into my face. My wig flew out as well. All I could remember was everyone's surprised screams. So, the truth came out. Very soon later, my parents were at the school. After hearing everything, my dad was crazy angry. Immediately, he took me out of that all-boys boarding school. When I went to the car, I caught Abner's eyes on me, but when I waved at him, Abner quickly left. Maybe he was very disappointed in me. After learning that Max had already gone to Florida, Dad drove us there immediately. When it was Max and the band's performance, Dad was so mad that he was about to rush up to the stage to drag his naughty son down. But my mom and I tried to stop him. "Dad, please, just give him a chance to live his dream for once." At my insistence, Dad finally agreed. For the first time, he listened to his son's voice. He was surprised to see Max burn up the stage so passionately. At that time, my twin brother looked completely different from the usual troublemaker Max. After the song ended, to my surprise, he smiled and clapped his hands. Perhaps having witnessed Max's talent and his seriousness had made our dad moved. The music competition came to an end, and Max's band won 3rd place. I think that was wonderful enough. Thanks to that, Dad also had a better view of his son. He no longer forbids Max from pursuing a musical path. However, the 2 of us were still punished for our deceitful actions, and Max still had to attend the boys' boarding school. But still, I'm beyond happy. My family is getting along much better. About a week later on the weekend, Max returned home with his special friend. Do you know who that was? It was Abner. He was very shy when he saw me. Turns out, When he found out that I was a girl, he was utterly shocked. Last time, he didn't dare to wave back at me because he was embarrassed. Thank God. I thought he was disappointed in me. Now Abner wants us to officially get to know each other all over again. And of course, I'm more than glad to do so.